This poem is called An Anthem to the Third Space, and I'm sorry if you're really bored of election talk, but it's about the election. I have never been more suspicious of strangers on the bus than since this election. When I sit down, I can't help but really stare into them. And I realize that this must sound excessive, but trust me, this is an act of preparation. When he who must not reign and his alt-right army came smashing in through the windows of the 171 on my way to class, I just want to know who I can trust. I need to know who on this bus is ready to unhook and stab their safety pin into the seedy underbelly of fascism. Who's ready to unhinge their jaw and offer up more than a meager love trumps hate. I need to know who else on this bus is down with my revolution. Who else is ready to fight? I want to know what the rest of them are thinking. If anyone else spent that night choking down fear between sips of cheap wine, if their eyelashes were lacquered too heavy with salt to sleep, I wonder if they can see how scared I am. The way my spine curves into collapsing towers under the gravity of their gaze, the way I have wrapped the warmth between Bihar and Chicago around me like a handmade sweater, except I can't really knit. And I can't stop fiddling with the spaces between the threads until the holes keep growing, until my fingers are peeking through, but don't worry. I know the dangers of turning my body into another unmarked third world country. This is not the weight my shoulders are wide enough to carry. The weight of colonization, of empire, of imperialist machine, of untranslatable grief. Did you know that when India sings, her voice gets caught in a landslide? Somewhere, her anthem has become the sharp dialect found between white palms and guns, between queer and criminal, between sedition and partition. This is never what she intended, and yet she keeps trying to sing. Did you know that America is a funeral march? This is to say that in India we wear white to funerals, which is to say that white means death. Listen to how brown woman becomes threat, how brown woman becomes diaspora, how brown woman becomes lack of belonging. And when I think of homeland, I think of the two tongues nestled beneath my lips, bright and juicy like pickling mangoes under dorm room fluorescent lighting, sweltering to spice and pulp until they can no longer be separated. And in this moment, I have never felt more powerful. There was a moment when our bodies were more than just metaphors, when we weren't just visible as protest. And look, I realize that not everything is political, but I'm beginning to think that everything is political. And when I sit down on this bus, it is a sit-in on this moment of transition, because I cannot occupy more than just this space in between. I have brought all of myself into every space that I enter. All of my brown, all of my woman, and suddenly these seats are not wide enough to carry me. I think healing is becoming soft enough to wrap warmth around shaking shoulders. And on days when I'm angry, I can't help but wonder if, like broken glass, I'm only as dangerous as I am fragile. I wonder if anyone else is trying so hard to take these broken pieces of a body and turn them into a nation to belong to. I'm beginning to look at strangers on the bus as if I'm the last person on earth to love them. As if I'm looking for something molded and folded into the creases of their laugh lines. As if I'm looking for something beautiful, something soft.